Raise it up.
Chat Pro.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hustler Casino Live pregame show. We're ready to go. Nick, Airball, Mariano. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
What's going on?
Let's do it.
We have a guy who's been crushing and a guy who's been going through it a little bit last couple sessions.
Yeah.
What's it been like for you? I know, I don't know how much you're playing outside of the show, but I know that the last couple sessions haven't gone so well. What's it been like for you, being on the wrong side of variance, going through a little bit of a downswing? Has that been tough for you, like, emotionally?
No, I mean, it's something that has happened plenty, and then, like, the opposite happens. It's just how it goes, back and forth.
You think you handle it better now than maybe you would have a year or two ago?
Yeah, probably. Like, just get more used to it, more numb. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Much more numb. I think it's good. Like, when you play big, I was telling Mariano this, like, maybe last week or something, that, like, when you play big and you take big losses, like, the first time you take, like, a certain number loss, like 100 or 200 or 500 or a million, right? It really, really, really hurts. Like, it really hurts. Yeah. But then once you, like, take, like, a big loss and you go through it, and then the next time you're playing and you're, like, approaching that number, like, I can survive losing this. Like, sometimes when you're playing and you're losing a big number, you're like, what the fuck am I gonna do tomorrow? Like, not necessarily because of money, but just, like, emotionally. Like, how am I gonna, like, internalize this massive loss? And, like, that's a big struggle. But once you, like, internalize it once or internalize a couple times, you get used to that. And then I feel like next time when you're approaching, like, a situation where you might tilt or be frustrated, like, you know what that feeling's like, and you're just able to control it a little better.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Does it make poker harder to be as fun when you're going through that?
Well, yeah, it's always less fun when you're losing, but, like, the games here are still super fun, so I'm not too worried about it. Like, we had a great time. When was the last time we played?
Wednesday.
A couple days ago?
It just seemed like, for me, for a little bit, it just seemed like you were frustrated, maybe towards the beginning.
Yeah, sure. And that happens. But.
Yeah. But then towards the end, it seemed like you were in a better state of mind, maybe.
I just hate when I feel like I'm the only one who's punting and like trying to bluff or whatever, That always, like...
That probably never happens to you.
No, never. I never am like, wow, I'm the only, loose player in a solid game. I always feel like the opposite.
For some reason, I've always struggled with that. Like, I'm always kind of a baby about it, like, when really it shouldn't affect me, but it does for some reason. Like, if I feel like I'm the only one giving, like, pretty crazy action and everyone else is just sort of knitting it up, like, it gets under my skin.
So is that how you felt on Wednesday?
A little bit at times, yeah. But it's just the nature of the lineup, and these guys were probably smarter than me, like, playing a bit tighter than I was, so. Yeah,
I definitely saw, like, the first hour or two, there was a couple spots where I was like, oh, wow. Like the King 10 hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Against
you were just chop blocking,
and then you don't get snapped, and you're just like, what?
Were you bluffing or chop blocking?
I was bluffing.
No, that's definitely bluffing. There's 3 hearts on the board.
Oh, I thought you were just trying to, like, get him off with a 10.
That's why you're in these games, Nick.
I thought when he jammed, I saw the hand. I was like, oh, he was chop blocking. That's a nice play.
Nice play.
Yeah, he was trying to get him to fold a 10 if he was value betting a 10.
God.
Somehow I'm losing in these games, Ryan. This guy is the biggest winner.
This guy's the crushing.
That was a bluff?
Stop.
No, I'm serious. I thought he was chop blocking.
He shoved a lot.
Yeah,
how much did you shove?
That's why you do it. It's a free roll. You think the guy has a 10.
What did he bet, like 5K and you made it 20K?
Yeah.
Something like, I don't remember exactly.
When he went into the tank, did you like your play?
Not really.
You're like, shit, he has a flush.
I thought he had a flush.
Yeah. But you thought he had a flush after he tanked or before you shoved?
Before I shoved.
Oh, so you thought you could get him to fold a flush?
He nearly folded a boat.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think maybe he's saving face. I don't know what's going on there, but
why did he not snap call?
I don't know. Maybe he just thinks Mariano's. Maybe in the games he plays, like people just have it there and have aces or 10s. I don't know.
Well, my play looks like a full house.
Yeah, I mean he's repping aces
Tough
or
spot.
10s.
I'd call with 9s. I'd find a way to call.
Find the call.
I'd find the call. I would have to tank a little longer than him.
Maybe for half a second.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really good player.
Longer.
Yeah, so I need a little bit more tank time.
Yeah.
But I think I would settle on call.
But what I would say is that if the hand was opposite and Art shoved and you had 9s there, and you tanked, it would not be for the same reason that Art tanked.
It would be for a very different reason.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be for the slow roll opportunity.
It would be for the 6 slow roll spot.
Have you ever gone for a slow roll spot and then you were beat?
Yeah, many times.
That's funny, isn't it?
Of course. Like, I value bet the river so many times with, like, top pair, and then I'm like, good call. And I can't wait to show them top pair, and they show me, like, an over pair.
Oh, man. I remember a long time ago in a smaller game in LA, there was, like, a guy I really didn't, like, I don't know, we just, like, didn't get along, or we didn't, like, and I saw an opportunity to to slow roll him. And it ended up that he had a better hand than me. Like, I had second nut flush, and, like, he had the nuts or something. And I thought, like, this is the perfect spot. And then I realized as the hand was happening, like, wait a second, I might be slow rolling myself.
That's amazing. I mean, yeah.
Those are funny. I feel like that happens on Max Pay Monday a lot.
That definitely is a Max Pay Monday move.
Right?
Like, they're both trying to slow roll. Like, a couple times on Max Pay Monday, you see them both trying to slow roll each other.
It's happened so
and
many
that's always,
times.
that's funny when
It's
they're both like,
funny.
you win, no, you win, and they both have
They both have flop.
Yeah.
The one where Sashimi had ace 4 against Billy, or it was a king 4 and ace 4 and like 4-4 king ace.
Yeah, I saw that one.
You see that one?
I don't think so. How'd it go?
Like over a month
It was
ago.
just boat over boat, and like they both just like Billy's trying to slow roll Sashimi, Sashimi's trying to slow roll Billy.
But
and,
Billy knew that she had it. He's like, she has ace 4.
Yeah, he
it
was-
was 4-4 king ace, king 4 ace 4.
Oh god.
But he was like certain he was losing.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what we should talk about? Wesley's back.
Yeah, Wesley's back.
Dude, he's not only is he back playing,
He's
he's
punting.
back punting.
Yeah.
Punting.
Yesterday.
Punting is allowed, Wesley.
Did you watch yesterday?
No.
Or
Wesley
He
gets
lost?
6 deuce in for 10K against Feldman pre.
So first of all, Tuesday,
Good for him.
he played like a beast. He was like the biggest winner for a while, playing well, and then he had 2 big moves. Did you see the clip of the highlights?
No, I saw he folded a straight.
Yeah. So earlier in the session, he had a sick bluff against J Boogs that didn't work, but he was so happy about it.
He limped under the gun with Queen 7 suited, and then 3-bet. Versus J Boogs' raise, and then the board ended up with Ace King King on it, and on the river he check called the turn with Queen High, and then on the river he just check shoved on him for infinite.
Oh, that was awful.
What?
That was awful. I
don't
saw
like
that
it?
hand. I saw that hand.
You don't like it? You don't respect it?
He's got Queen 7, right?
Yeah, doesn't matter what he has. The board was Ace King King, and he
Yeah,
was
yeah, I think that
Doesn't
was
matter
awesome.
what he
better.
has.
It doesn't matter. That's like,
You guys are awesome.
Play range.
I love you both.
well, yeah, you're
You
playing
never
your range
just play the
advantage.
range?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I had 8
You did it with
against
King
Henry.
10.
Nice hand. I have a 10, Ryan.
Okay. Wait.
Oh, so he's a
wait.
blocker guy.
What about when he had Ace
And I-
10 against Henry?
So he's more of a blocker
Ace
guy
7.
than a range
Ace 7.
guy.
What about Ace 7 against Henry? What were you blocking there?
That was just a punt.
What was the Ace 7 hand?
That was just a straight
Hey,
punt.
Alex. Hey, Ryan, nice to meet you. We're recording a pregame show right now. It's okay, though. You can come on in.
Mariano.
Come on in.
He like 4-bet Ace 7 and
Did
went
you
for it.
get all
nothing?
That was a punt, but I'm admitting it.
Did you figure it out yet?
Okay.
Did you go to the cage
So
yet
you
or
agreed
no?
that that was a punt.
Yes. So I'm allowed to say Wesley's was a punt. Like,
Okay, cool.
that was a punt. But it's good for him.
Here, Neve, mute me real quick, and then these guys will talk.
Okay, we'll talk about Wesley. We'll talk about some hands.
No, you're good. You're good. It's really fast.
So one hand. So on Tuesday, Wesley played. He was so happy after the stream, like despite losing. Yesterday he comes.
Why was he happy?
He was just like people think Wesley's like busto or whatever, but he's not. It's
Yeah.
just like he's just does what he wants to do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so he hasn't wanted to play poker, and now he has. And like when he plays poker, he's not playing necessarily for the. I mean, he wants to win money. Don't get me wrong, but like he's playing for like the joy of playing, like
Yeah.
truly. And so like he was like after Tuesday, he was just texting me nonstop, just thrilled. He was like so happy with his bluffs. Like he didn't care that Jeremy called. He was like, that was a sick bluff. And then like he's like, no one else can do that bluff. And like when he folded second nuts, he was like, I just knew he had it. Like he was just thrilled to create like good content and
Yeah.
cool hands, you know.
Yeah.
And then Thursday, day before, he's like, oh, you know, he texted me. He's like, should I play? It's kind of a small game. I'm like, Wesley, go create art. And he was like, you know what? You're right. Like I can create art.
Yeah.
Shows up, like first hour, 6 deuce suited, he's in for 10K. There was a single raise pot where the board became King Jack 8. He had 8-6, and he found a way to get all in against Jack 8. For like 40K pot.
Oh my God.
Like he was just in artist mode.
I don't know. Usually in artist mode, you end up winning.
Depends.
He's working towards it. Is he playing today? Okay.
I think
we
he's
have
just like
today?
gonna play a little bit of like the Tuesday, Thursday stuff, something a little more comfortable in the stakes, just like it comes back, and then I'm sure he'll play Friday again in a couple months or a couple weeks. I wouldn't be surprised.
Where's he been at? Just life?
All right, I'm back.
Where's he been at?
He just like hasn't been wanting to play poker.
Oh, okay.
So like I've played with him in the last few months, maybe a couple times in like some private games, like but small. Like we were playing like 50-100 basically.
Yeah.
and like he just like hasn't wanted to play poker that much. I think he's been doing like a lot of gaming, and then I think just lately like just got the itch. Like he just had the itch. Like we played like 2 weeks ago at his house, and like it was a really fun game and everything. And I think and then like we were just talking about the stream, and I think he was just like kind of missing it.
Yeah.
And like he likes like all the fans and everything. Like he loves that shit. So I think
I always figured he'd come back.
Yeah.
I think he goes through phases.
Yeah.
Where he loves poker for a while, and then he's just over it, and wants to do something else, and then I always knew that he would come back after a few months of just.
I mean, you know
FOMO.
those few months where he wasn't playing, he watched every day, right?
Yeah. Well,
Like 'cause every day that I played,
believe it.
yeah, every day I played, he would text me on my hands after and like make fun of me or congratulate me on good hands or whatever. Like every time I played.
Yeah, I
so
think
he's
poker's-
definitely watching.
Poker's one of those things where if you don't play professionally, you don't play full time. It's one of those things where it's fun, and then if you start running bad, it becomes not fun. But then if you're gone from it for a while, you miss it, and you're like, I want to get back, right? You see that happen with a lot of players.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised that that's happening with Wesley. But it was cool. I mean, he came back right, and he was great for the show right away. The first 2 shows he played, he bought in deep, covered everyone. He made they made a big bluff, was like happy even though he got called, right? He was like, can't stop talking about it. He's just so proud of it. Then he made a big fold, and he likes the bluff more than the fold.
Yeah.
But the fold was great too. Like, even though we could sit here and say like, oh yeah, that's a fold because he always has the nuts there. It's so hard to do it in the moment.
Execute.
It's so hard to have the discipline to fold just in case, right?
I mean, how many times have you like on the river gotten raised or whatever, and you're like, I know like 100% I'm beat, but you just always put the money in.
Yeah, it happened like literally 2 nights ago.
Yeah, it happens to me like every fucking time I play poker.
I had
I'm just like, I
2
know
nights
I lose.
ago, I had a full house, and I'm just like, 3 bets went on the river, and I'm like, how can I lose? Or I'm like, how can I, like, he has to have it, but like, what can he have? Like, how does he have the hand that he's saying he has? But also, right, and I call, and he has that hand, even though he just played it
They
weird.
always have that hand. They always have the hand.
Right, and I'm like, I 3-bet, he called. How does he have ace-king? It makes no sense. But yeah, but it's cool to have Wesley back, so it's fun, and I think he'll start playing even more.
Yeah.
He seems happier than like near the end.
I think like there was just like a point where things were getting a little toxic for him, like a few months ago when he was like, well, A, like he's losing, so like, who wants to lose millions of dollars?
Yeah.
No one. And then B, like there's like all the politics, like you know how that works, and like it's just like never like that easy. And I think for him, he was just like, fuck that. Like I'm just gonna like take a step back for a little bit, and then like once he started enjoying life without poker, he was just like enjoying a little bit of life without poker.
Yeah.
And it's not like unreasonable.
Yeah.
What about Vertucci? He's back.
Yeah, he's back too.
Right.
It's just as big of news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
He seems happy.
Is he? How's he doing on his comeback?
I think he's happy to be playing again. But I think that being away for a few weeks, it made him realize that he doesn't need to play poker.
Yeah.
Like I think before that, and he kind of said this, but I think before that he thought that he just like had to play poker every day or a few days a week, and it was just if he lost, like he had to get back at it the next day.
Why did he feel that way?
I don't know. He just felt like he wants to win. He's competitive.
Yeah.
If he loses, he wants to win the next day. He doesn't want to like not play for a long time knowing that he lost. Like he's competitive. He wants to be out there.
Yeah.
He feels like it's his release. Like it's his, okay, I got all my work and my family stuff, but this is my social stuff. I want to play.
And I mean, he's honest about like getting coached and studying and stuff. So I'm sure there's like a lot of internal pressure that he puts on himself. He's like, I'm spending time trying to get better. Like I want to perform. And so like, I don't think he's frustrated with losing money.
And he has expectations because he knows how much he crushed for the first year or so of the show, and then he went on this downswing, and it's like, well, I know I'm this good, like why am I not winning, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that he took some time off, and for one, he realized that he doesn't have to play every day. Like he can do other things and be happy without playing, and so he focused on business things, his podcast, studying poker, and I think that family, and I think that made him happy, realizing that, you know what, I'm happy no matter what. And now that he's back, I think he's excited to like try new things and new things he learned, and try new tools and play a little differently but you know, I think in the end, like you can study, coach, get coached, whatever. But still, there's going to be decisions that you just can't get coached on. Of
course.
And there's going to be close spots, and there's going to be variance, and there's things that like,
especially here.
you know, like Nick has a spot yesterday where button small blind, Chaz is in the small blind, Nick opens ace king, Chaz 3-bets ace king, Nick 4-bets, Chaz shoves, and Nick's in the tank, and it's a close spot for him, and he ends up folding, right? And Chaz is ace king. And it's like that spot you can't really learn or get coached on. Like, okay, do I call or do I fold? Like, I don't know. Like, how do you learn what to do there? It's all opponent dependent, position, situation, dynamic.
That's like on Wednesday when I was talking with Alec on the pregame show about hands, and like it's so hard to explain some things because it's not really about like your cards or their cards. It's about like they just lost a big pot, and you can tell they're like a little defeated, and like or like whatever. Like it's like there's a lot of soft stuff.
If you ignore the opponent and ignore everything and just give that hand to someone and say, put it in a computer, what do I do when someone 5-bet jams on me and I bet a quarter of the effective stack and I have ace king? Like, they could tell you, oh, it's a call, or oh, it's a fold, or they could tell you 63% of the time call or something. But how do you decide when to, right? Like, you're just guessing a lot of the time. You're going to be wrong, you're going to be right. And yeah, it's just, you don't, and you're playing different size games.
I mean, it's like this. It's like, the way I see it is like this. Like, if you, let's say you have kings and you run into aces, right? Against some people, you can just like, no matter how much money you have or whatever, you can just be like, that sucks.
Yeah.
And then against some people, you can be like, I should have found a way to not lose it all.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it is with poker. It's like, it's not always just like black and white, like taking away the players and everything else. It's like, all the soft stuff is what makes it interesting, I think.
And if you know that like you should fold that one time and you don't, how long is it going to take before you get that spot again?
That's what sucks, especially about these super big games. I mean, I'm sure Mariano feels this to some extent too. Is like we get into really big spots and really big pots, and like if you make the wrong decision, it's just super frustrating to feel like I might never get to execute in that spot again and like, make the correct decision.
Yeah, it gets annoying.
Yeah. So let's talk about the lineup tonight a bit. So
I don't even know what it is. I know Nick's playing, and that's it. Oh, and Dentist Dave.
I just know the 4 people on the thing, and Dentist Dave. Oh wait, you sent it to me yesterday, and Mike X, right?
Yeah. So we're 7-handed today.
Oh, Mike is playing today.
So we're 7-handed. It'll be a fun, maybe more aggressive action 7-handed lineup.
Okay.
Show me your crypto wallet.
No, Wesley said USDC might not be good right now.
Oh, I heard that actually. Someone told me that recently. Interesting. So that was Alex who just came in. He's a new player. He's from China. He said he's been watching like the streams forever, even like
Studied
back
us?
before this. Like he's just always watches the show. So that's pretty cool.
Shit. Oh,
Young guy.
What's the minimum?
He just graduated college from Penn.
So he's smart, and he's been studying us. What the fuck, Ryan? Just go get fucking True Teller or something.
Well, you crush all those guys.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Go get him instead.
Go get Art. Go get Button Clicker. Well, they're broke now. What do you want?
I think they're okay.
Art's so hungry to come back now. Should we let him come back?
He wants to come play on Wednesdays and get his ass handed to him. He can.
I think he deserves one more chance.
Sure,
Even though he didn't play a lot of hands.
Right. Do you know I don't care about who plays?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna own them all.
That hand was epic. What did you think of that hand? Before we get into the lineup today? We'll get back into the lineup in a second.
You could see it. If you watch closely, you could see me cracking
you
up
laughing
the whole time.
During the hand?
Yes, because Nick put in like another raise and it just
because of the weirdness of the hand, or because you knew he had
Mariano
it?
just goes like this and he's just laughing.
Weirdness. Yeah, I didn't want to like influence the hand or anything, so I just went in my little bubble down here.
Did you think
like,
Nick had it? Like before the last bet went in?
I don't even know. Like I just saw like that betting action and I just started laughing.
Stupid.
Like it was so. I was like, this is like the biggest game in probably all of. In probably all of the country right now, and this is happening. And I'm sitting here stuck.
And the guy who's like supposed to be so good puts in 50K
yeah, it's just
or whatever
hilarious.
it was.
Like, I'm just cracking up the whole hand.
Ace Queen high on 773 Rainbow.
The funniest thing is when we get all the money in, Henry's like, oh, he needs an ace or a king, right? Because the aces are king.
He thought that he actually had a hand.
Yeah, and then Ishan's like, maybe he has ace king, and I was like, come on, man, like there's no way Art has ace king.
So you actually
I thought there was no way
he had a real hand.
I mean, I thought like when he jammed, he probably had aces. Like,
so you didn't think he was punting that hard?
No one did.
Yeah, how can I expect that? You think it's reasonable for me to expect that Art put 500 big blinds in on the flop with ace high on 773?
I don't know.
No, I thought for sure he just had an overpair at that point. Was like fuck it, put the money in because I kept clicking it on him. But then when I went back and saw it, I was
Not even ace king.
That was wild.
That's when I knew I was an artist. That's when I knew.
Oh, so it wasn't in the moment when you
Well,
won
in the
hand.
moment, I was pretty sure. But then when I
you had
saw,
ace queen,
I had confirmation.
you confirmed that you're Picasso.
That I am Picasso.
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
come on,
come.
Mike. Come, Mike X. Let's get it.
Yeah, come.
Yeah, we'll get back to talking about the lineup tonight. So we got Alex, new guy. We got Nick Airball. We got Mariano. We got this guy, Mike X. You look different. Did you shave or something? You look good.
I shave all the time.
Oh, okay.
It's so, look at this. So
Oh, what
wet.
happened? It's raining out there.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's raining like crazy.
Yeah.
Come join us. We'll get you mic'd up. Come get it. Let me sit in that seat. We'll scoot over a little bit.
What are you guys chatting about?
We were just talking about you and how amazing of a poker player you are.
Oh, yeah.
An even better human being.
You want to get mic'd up? Sure.
Love to hear Mike's thoughts on that hand.
So we got Dennis Dave, who we'll talk a little bit about because we were talking before the show about him a little bit. And then
Double M, Charles.
Double M and Charles, yeah. So that's our lineup tonight.
Kind of all regulars and this new guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we call Vertucci and have him play every session?
You want someone who folds kings to play every session?
Absolutely, right?
There's
See that
Double
hand?
M.
Do you see that hand? Mariano, you see that hand?
What hand?
Last
So
night.
Francisco limps under the gun. Wesley opens. Nick 3-bets. Cold call. Bear Drew's in the small blind with kings. Cold calls
I
1200.
think he was the first cold call. I
Okay,
think.
first whatever. He's in
the
the small
small
blind.
blind.
Kings. Cold calls 1200.
He just calls. And
Comes
he has
back,
like 18K.
Cold calls the 3-bet 1200. Right. Comes back to Francisco limped under the gun. 5200. Nick tank forever fold ace queen suited. Bear Drew tank forever fold kings. Francisco pocket fours.
Oh my god.
The best part though was like young man just like needling everyone, and he's like, in my book, we don't fold pocket kings pre-flop.
He goes, do you know who Young Man is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he played last night.
Yeah,
so,
I saw that.
So he goes, he's like, Eldar, go home. You played with Young Man before?
No, I've only ever heard
You've heard about him?
heard stories.
Oh, Billy probably told you.
I probably only know him because of Billy's podcast.
Yeah. He loves him.
He just calls everyone young man, right?
Yeah. So he's.
He does it so like fluidly, like you think it's their name the way he says it.
Yeah. He's so funny. He'd be a great character if he still lived here, but he lives in Texas now.
Oh, okay.
I saw on Twitter people asking who's the new person, because I don't know either.
He just came in to say hi. He's getting chips now.
Oh, okay.
Young guy, just graduated college. He's from China. Watches the show. Wanted to take a shot.
You're gonna give him the LA welcome?
I will give him the proper Hustler Casino Live welcome. And
I
send
have
him on his
no
bike.
doubt in that.
Seems like a really nice
I hope
kid.
he
Let's-
brought a lot of
let's shoot him
money.
off.
I hope he brought a lot of fucking money. The newcomers always get sent on their bikes.
I felt bad for Art the other day we were playing. You know, after so many.
You felt bad that he got coolered in that 7-5 ace queen hand?
No, he got like I saw that this morning. The for Farah had like 10-4.
Laura is also an artist.
Right? I mean, like.
How great was that hand?
It's one thing to get bluffed, but then it's another thing to get bluffed with 10-5. I was like, oh, that was bad.
That 10-4 hand was awesome.
It's not just that he 10-4, it's he opened under the gun, called a 3-bet, and then just let out all 3 streets.
Yeah.
So, like,
And he
I
got
was
like a
in the
third
hand as
pot on the
well.
river.
yeah, it's just like a legendary hand.
To 2 people.
How can it be a bluff? It's actually
Would
such a
you
good
have
line.
nines or something in that hand?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And Art had ace jack.
With the nut flush blocker.
If flipped 2
I
pairs.
thought maybe he was going to turn his hand
He
into a
told me, he
bluff.
said after the stream, he thought
but how
about
do
it,
you
but then he
call
was like,
that?
only he'll fold the king.
Right, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
I don't know,
Yeah.
dude. I love it. He let out into Art and me. What a boss.
Four is awesome.
Dude, he texted me the next day, and he was just like, it was so fun. Like, he had a good time, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how often he'll play, but
Yeah, that's what he said.
he's great.
That's what he said. He's like, whenever he has time, he'll come jump in.
Yeah, Fora's gotten into poker the last few months more. He's been here a lot, just playing on the floor, and
I mean, he was talking about how like him and Mickey are becoming closer, and I think he's getting some like the gambling itch from Mickey. So that's,
I heard
such
he
a
got
nice
coaching
guy.
from Mickey.
yeah, that's what he was telling us.
Yeah.
His coach.
Makes sense.
The best part of that was on Wednesday. So he's like talking about how like he gets coaching, and then Art's like, "Oh, you have a real coach, blah blah blah." And I was like pretty sure it was Mickey. So I was like, "Your coach is Mickey, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then everyone at the table starts laughing, including Fora. Like he thought it was funny too.
I thought you were trolling when you said that.
No, I was serious.
Wow, that's
That's
awesome.
funny.
That's awesome. He's such a nice guy.
He's such a nice guy. Like he doesn't say much, and he has all the tattoos, and like you could just easily think like he's just not very nice. But the moment he like opens his mouth, it's just like Huya. Like they're just like sweethearts. Like what are these guys like? Have these like, crazy
How
images?
are they rappers?
Yeah, how are they like tatted up rappers and like this is their music and stuff?
Well, it just shows that like probably I'm not really into modern music, especially modern hip hop. Like I was really into hip hop 20 years ago, but it just seems like, and I know they're not like A-list rappers, but it just seems maybe like more like modern. A lot of modern musicians, even in that genre, are just they're artists. Like you keep saying artists, but like they're like artists, and they're making these songs and the lyrics and words because it's art and because they're just trying to make music that will sell and that is fun for them, that they enjoy doing. Like yeah, there might be a certain image they have to portray and go on stage and be very aggressive and all of that, but at heart, like they're nice guys. They're just really cool people. And again, I don't know much about modern music and hip hop, and I know it's kind of like blended together different genres. Like 4 is more singing, and I was watching one of the late night shows the other day, and I saw like Chance the Rapper on there. And again, I know who he is, but I don't know much about like him as a person or his music that much. I'm sure I've heard a lot of his songs. I know he's big time, but like I'm just listening to him talking. Wow, this guy's so smart, like and so just nice and normal. Like
it's like when you like when I found out Buddy Allen went to Brown.
He went to Penn.
Penn?
Yeah.
Okay,
Penn.
whatever. Like an Ivy League school. I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's like you would,
so smart.
You would assume like he's like maybe like a high school or college dropout, like just does music. I remember listening to him in like high school and like loving his music, and like you just have like an assumption on who he is, and then like having played poker with him now a bunch of times and everything, it's like this guy's super fucking smart and
you can be really
and,
smart
like,
and do music.
He can do anything like he wanted to.
Right, he shows music because he loves it.
Yeah,
and that's with a lot of these guys.
Have you played with Bruno Mars?
No.
Have you?
No, I want to though. I hear he's kind of a
Who doesn't want to?
Let's get him to come here.
Yeah, let's get on the show.
I was supposed to play in a game with him in Vegas, but then he canceled last minute.
That would have been so sick.
Yeah, it was
Ryan.
like, gonna be really
I heard he used to play at Commerce all the time.
Pull it off.
I think Nick's Vertucci's played with him.
Billy's played with him a ton.
Billy said he has, yeah.
Billy said he's played with him like a ton of times, like 10, 20, 20,
You gotta
40.
get some celebrities, man.
Dude, you're telling me? You're barking. I mean, you're.
I know.
When is Seth Curry gonna play again?
I don't know. I'll hit him up after the season, but he doesn't live out here anymore, or he doesn't stay out here anymore.
Oh, he doesn't?
used to come to LA
In the summers.
for the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But now he has a wife and a kid, and he's with the Nets, so he's in New York.
East Coast, yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't really. I don't think he comes out.
I
here
remember
anymore.
like maybe when I was like a sophomore or something in college, I came to LA for a summer, and I went to Commerce to play the PLO. And I was just sitting there playing the 5-5 Rock PLO game, and he was there. But you don't recognize him. Like, he's a hood on.
Yeah.
He's like doesn't want to be recognized, whatever. And I realized it was Seth Curry, and I was just like, holy fucking shit.
Well,
like,
he wasn't very famous back then.
yeah, but I mean,
you knew he was.
Yeah, I'm a pretty hardcore basketball fan, so I was like, holy fucking shit, that's Seth Curry. Like, that was insane to me that he's like into poker.
Did you talk to him?
Not really. Like, he just didn't want to be recognized, so I was like, I don't want to like bother him. But like, it's just crazy how many of these guys who are like, I actually feel like Hustler's probably like a big catalyst for this. Just like bringing in athletes, bringing in musicians, bringing in like Nate Hill, these like gamers, content creators, like just coming to poker. Like, it's pretty interesting how this content is like pulling other people from other contents in.
Funny story. The first time Seth played on the show when we were at the bike, before the show, we used to play like before the show we'd have a game, and this is like 2018, right, or 2017 or 18, and so we're playing like before the show started, like an hour or two before, a bunch of us. And I just asked him in front of the table, it was all the regulars that were gonna play on the show, warming up. And I was like, because he's like, I watch the show all the time, it's cool to be here. And I'm like, who's your favorite player? And he said like whoever his favorite player was. And I was like, who's your least favorite player? Like, who do you not like the most? And he's like, I shouldn't say, I don't want to say. And I was like, no, just say it, it's fine. And then he said Chris, Ludacris, back then.
Of course he did.
But then another time, he told Chris that, like, more recently that he's like, no, I like watching you now. He's like, you're like enjoyable. Like, I love watching you. You're different.
Luda
now.
used to be even more like neurotic than he is now.
Yeah,
like, remember when he used to like the glasses and like he would use the back of his thumbs because he didn't want to like touch his
the fake folds.
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, he used to be so neurotic.
And he'd look back at his cards like 8 times.
85 times. Like, literally, he would just be like,
Everyone hated it.
yeah, we're just like, dude, you can see your fucking cards. Like, stop peeling them.
He's gotten way better at all
Way
that.
better, yeah.
Yeah, he's great for the show.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here, can't get this image out of my mind. Bruno Mars is playing on this table. You know, he hits a 1-outer or a 2-outer. He gets up and starts like dancing and singing. Like, I can't get this image out of my mind.
You can do that, Mike.
Oh, I'm not as good of a dancer.
But you can pretend you're Bruno Mars.
Yeah. Well, let's. Hey, courtesy.
Why did you point at me? Point at Mariano. Point at him and then dance. Don't fucking point at me, motherfucker. What the heck?
Hey, he doesn't bluff me as much as you do.
I donate. I just donate.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up in a second, real quick. Predictions for today. You guys know the lineup. Biggest winner, biggest loser today.
Biggest winner, me. Biggest loser, I got a bad feeling for Mariano.
Okay. All right, Mike, what do you got? Biggest winner, biggest loser today. It's okay. Don't hold back. Don't say everybody's.
I want to be the biggest winner today.
All right. That's a good prediction.
Yeah, and then Nick Airball. I think he's gonna punch. I have this gut feel. I don't know why. I love you. You know that, right?
I'm gonna try to play Art V-Pip.
Yeah. Don't do that. We're gonna keep you up. Don't do that. It's 7-handed, especially if what do you got? Biggest winner, biggest loser?
Biggest winner, Nick. Biggest loser, me.
Wait, what?
You're locked in, baby.
I
got the reads today.
You got the reads.
Dude, I was gonna say before you said something, I was thinking in my mind like Mariano's, like he's the only one who's not gonna be narcissistic and be like, I'm the biggest winner, right? And then he goes opposite. What do you call it? Self-deprecating.
He's like, I'm drawing dead.
Why would you say that? That's a terrible prediction.
What does that mean? Right?
Well, 2 out of 3. I guess it's locked in. Mariano, biggest loser today.
I just cursed Nick. He's fine.
No, fuck, no.
All right, guys, stay tuned for the show. Countdown coming up next. 30 minutes from now, we got super high stakes, 100, 200. These 3 will be in the mix, along with Double M and Charles and crew. It's going to be a fun show. Tune in. Thanks for watching the pregame show.
Chat Pro, slow roll, never fold. Raise it up. Chat Pro, slow roll, never fold.
Raise it up. Chat Pro, slow roll, never fold. Slow roll, never fold. Slow roll, never fold.
Raise it up. Raise it up.